If I could be really good at one thing that will profit my business, what would it be? Welcome to You Ask, our short form podcast where we take a question that you submit and you ask and spend, 5 or 10 minutes answering it. If you would like to have one of your questions read aloud, head over to howtofilmweddings.com/survey, fill that out. And one of the questions that we have on there is if you could ask John or Nick one question, what would it be? And we are pulling from that field. Today's question, if I could be really good at one thing that will profit my business, what would it be? Is asked by Erick from DelightStudio. Before I jump into answering this question, I want to tell you about our friends over at the Creative Cabana. If you are in needing of some branding, some copywriting, some website design, something that helps you really communicate and speak to the people that you want to work with, I highly recommend you reach out to Austin at the Creative Cabana. You can do that at howtofilmweddings.com/creative, and you can get more information on them and how they can help you with your branding and reaching those clients. So as I'm sitting here kind of thinking about and pondering this question, what is one thing that you could really do to help profit your business? There are lots of answers that you could go with. You could go with being a really, really good shooter. Like what you capture is just beautiful. You could be really good at audio and sound design, color correction. You can be really good at so many facets of your business. But I think the biggest thing that you could focus on, the biggest thing that you should focus on is going to be your network. The people that you know, the relationships that you build, the people that you work with, those are going to be the people that are going to spread your name and share your name. If you're just not a very good person, I think that you could survive for a season or two, right? Like you could make it work in your market by just looking out for yourself and not thinking about others, not connecting with others, not listening to your planners or photographers or those kind of people. You could do that, I think, for a short time. But after a while, people in your market, people in your local network are going to start talking about you and quit referring you. They may not, whenever someone says, hey, I'm working with this so-and-so videographer, a photographer might say, well, if you've hired them, I will not work with you. I can't be your photographer because I've had bad experiences. And so the thing that is going to help you profit the very most is going to be having a good network, connecting with people, reaching out with people, and just genuinely being a good person. I've said this before on our podcast, but I worked with a planner one time, and she said that she worked with this photographer that his images were the most beautiful images she has ever seen from a wedding. They are some of her favorite that she has ever been a part of. Just everything about the photography from that wedding was incredible, and she absolutely loved it. But she goes, this photographer was so hard to work with. He did not listen to me. He did not follow my timeline. He was off doing stuff with a couple, wouldn't let me know what was going on. And whenever we were supposed to do the grand entrance, which I communicated with him and talked about with him, he then took the couple 15 minutes away. Like they got in a car and drove off right before that was supposed to happen. And so she said, because of that, he was hard to work with. I will never refer him. Most beautiful images I've ever seen, but I will never refer him. Why? Because that work relationship was really bad. People want to work with people that they know, that they like, that they want to spend time with, that they enjoy. And so if you are not an enjoyable person, if you are not networking, if you are not communicating and helping out the people that you're working with, you're not going to profit as much as you can. So if you really want to profit from your business, if you really want to grow your business, be a good person. Network with those people. So here are a few things that you can do. Before the wedding day, make sure that you are in communication with the planner, with the photographer, with kind of the key players that you're going to be spending time with on the wedding day. Open up a line of communication, whether that's text or email or something, and just say, hey, if you need anything, I am here. I've communicated with a couple, but if you have any questions or about the video, don't worry about communicating it with them. Just come straight to me and I can help you with that. The other thing is be a good and helpful person on the wedding day. I know something that I have really tried to do is if, let's say the planner is doing something and they need some help, they need a box move, they need this, they need something that's just going to take me a couple of minutes. It isn't really going to take away from me doing my job on the wedding day. I'm going to help them out. I have helped planners move stuff from their car into the reception space. I have helped photographers. We started moving off and going somewhere else, and I just grabbed their bag and brought it with them. We actually shot a wedding a few weeks ago, and whenever we got into the reception space, there was this really pink purple uplighting that I just did not think looked very good. Like it didn't. It made the ambience of the room look good, but on the video and specifically where I wanted the toast to stand, it just didn't work. It didn't look very good. So I went up to the DJ and I said, "Hey, is it okay if we turn these off?" And he said, "Yeah, man, no problem. But, we kind of have a time crunch." I was like, "Hey, if I help you do that, if I walk around and turn these off, is that okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome." And then without him asking, whenever we're done, I just went around and started turning those back on. What are little things that you can do on the wedding day that shows the vendor team that you are working with that you are a good person to work with, someone that they are going to want to refer? And then anything that you can do that will go above and beyond after the wedding. If you get any video clips of the planner, of the photographer, of the florist, of people doing their job, if there's anything that you can do to then get them that footage so that they can use it for their social media, they're going to absolutely love that. And who are they going to think of whenever, they have a client that is asking for a videographer? They're going to think about the people that are taking care of them and are helping them. And again, you want to go think the long game. We've talked about this before. Think way in the future. Who are the people that you would like to work with in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years? What are things that you can be able to do right now that are going to fester that relationship so that you can work with them in the next few and upcoming years? Really simple, a really easy thing that you can do is if you want them to refer you, all you really need to do is refer them. If you are a person that is easy to work with, that works really hard, that hooks them up whenever you can hook them up, who refers them, I know that is going to go a long way in your business. So if you really want to have a successful business, if you really want to be profitable, my biggest thing is network well by being just a good person, by being someone that other people want to work with. Obviously, your work needs to be up to a certain level. Your website and your branding needs to be up to a certain level. Like you need to be a certain level of professional, but I would say that it is arguably more important to be just a really good person and a really good networker than it is to have the best, most premier films. Now, as you move up the ladder and you start charging more and that kind of thing, your work is going to need to increase. Your product is going to need to look better. But again, those relationships are really what is going to stick with you as you continue to grow. Let us know what you thought of this episode of You Asked. Send us a DM over on Instagram at How to Film Weddings and just let me know what you think. Do you have any thoughts that you would add to this? What would you say would help you the most to adding profit to your business? Again, I want to recommend my friends over at the Creative Cabana, howtofilmweddings.com/creative. If you would like some help to elevate your brand experience, your website, the message that you are communicating to your clients. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, we will see ya.